All right, I'm going to try to attempt doing this with one hand and film for you guys. I have put a honey super on here for them to grow out. Of course, the turkey's over here chilling. But I'm going to go through some hives just to see if they need any added room for possibly adding some honey supers. I'm gonna come in here and show you. Go in with the little, of course it's windy. Wind's blowing this way. It's hit the back of their hive here. Some smoke. It doesn't take too much. I'm trying to just basically keep my smoker going is what I'm doing now. But let's see if I can do this. I'm sorry if my camera skills are off with one hand to do this. Let's see what we got in here. This is here. We got this inner cover here. Looks like there's quite a few bees. I'm going to see if they got enough room to work. If they do, then I'll hold off on adding. You want each box to be about 70% full before you add more room, because you can actually give them too much room to where they don't like it. So I'm going to try to get in here without getting stung and saying foul language. With no gloves on. And we'll see if they're ready for a honey super. Crack them open here. I'll hit them with a little more smoke. They're starting to get a little agitated. Starting to bop me a little bit, so I'm gonna hit them with some more smoke, and they'll go in there and forage on their honey. So take this cover off, and I will set it here, and I'll try to be careful and make sure that there's no queen on this inner cover. I'm starting to really get buzzed here. Give me 1 second. See if I can set a camera up for you. I don't know if that's even pointed anywhere close. Let me look. Yeah, it's fairly close. Maybe you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I'll just take a peek in here and see what I got going on. Looks like they're building up pretty good. They've still got a little room. I'm going to go ahead and, since I've got it open, go ahead and take a peek and see what's going on here. So if I can get in here and get these, see if I can get in here and these outside frames are empty, as kind of expected. Break them loose. They've got propolis all over them. Keep everything together. Obviously, this is a medium honey super I've got just as an emergency to put on here. So I'll probably checkerboard, and I'm going to throw a deep box on, because they're growing out and storing honey. So if I can get in here, they probably got brood, and I'll probably let them hatch out brood up here in this honey super. They do, they got eggs and larvae. So what I'm going to do is put on a deep box down below this one, so that they have more room to lay brood, eggs, larvae, pupae, things of that such. And you got a bunch of drone cells. So without going any further, I'm gonna checkerboard these in here. They're getting pretty feisty, which I don't blame them. So let me go get another box and I will I got this box nice and sealed. You had to break that seal. So I've got another box sitting over there, so let me take this one off. You can kind of see where I've split like that. So that is larva that's been busted open. So those are bees getting ready to form that I've broken into that will no longer obviously hatch, but they're needing more room. So I'm going to add another deep on top of this and put a honey super on top. So I'll be right back after I go get one. Try to set you up to where you're aimed there. So I can set another deep box here for them. Everything evenly spaced. And I can go back with this honey keeper here. So what that's going to do is they usually move everything up, but this brood chamber on the bottom is full, so I put an empty one here so they can build up, lay their larvae, eggs, everything they need in the second chamber, and this third chamber is a honey super. So I'll have to let everything hatch out and work itself to where it works back down. They will eventually fill this up with honey. It's a little bit smaller, so it's easier to kind of manhandle. You know, this is going to weigh 60-80 pounds in this one, but you get down here, you're talking 100 pounds of honey in one of these boxes. So it's a little bit easier to, some people even use one smaller. It's half as big, called a shallow. They get pretty heavy, especially the higher they get up on the hive. So I'm just going through my hives when it's a nice day and seeing what I can do to work things out. I'll put this in, I'll smoke them back down so don't smash any of them. So when I hit them with some smoke, you'll notice that they go back down into the chamber. What this simulates is either forest fire, and they'll go down and gorge that honey. That way they think they got to take off on a journey and they want to live, so they need a bunch of energy, so they'll go in and start eating their honey. And that's what the smoke does. It does two things. It actually masks pheromones, so they're a little more docile, because you are breaking into their home, so naturally they're going to get defensive. These bees I have, though, they're not super defensive. I usually glove up and suit up, just because they can be temperamental. You don't know if they're going to be, one day they might be wild, the next day they might be easy going. But you put this on and kind of slide it sideways so you smash as few as possible. There's that inner cover, and then you put an outer cover on, and this one's done. This hive will be ready to go, and that'll give them room to work. And I will start going through another hive. Of course, my smoker's still going here. Pick up my hive tool and smoke them back in. Everything's set up, and there's a double deep with the honey super on top of it. So we'll go and walk by. I got the turkeys chilling. I worked this hive yesterday and I put a honey super on top because they're building out, so they'll fill that up with honey. Then it's just one of my bee yards, so I don't have very many hives here. Let's see, I got one here that I'm going to go through that's actually got 2 honey supers on top. If not needed, I can throw some over here on these double deeps, but if you can see, they're all really working good. And then I have a couple nukes. I got one of them here it looks like it's got some life in it. I'll go through. This one looks dead. I can break it down and take the frames out, do what I got to do. Then I need to see on this one and these if I need to take some of these honey supers and give them some more room. So that's what I'm going to do. One of these days I'll have a tripod or someone brave enough to stand out here with me, get them a suit, and we'll see about making some honey for you guys here. I'll do it, and then when I get time, I will harvest probably mid to late May, depending on how the flow goes, and I'll have some honey jarred up and ready for you guys. I know a lot of people keep in touch with me and want to know when I'm going to have honey for sale, but that's kind of out of that's up to Mother Nature and these girls. All I do is steal it from them. So stay tuned. I should have some before long.